Hey folks, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin McGoff. I'm a filmmaker and career educator living in New York. Today, we're going to be talking about how to network on LinkedIn to get your dream job without crying. If you're somebody who's looking for a new job right now, or maybe you're just doing a digital professional rebrand, this video is for you. Now, before we move on, I just want to congratulate you for watching this video. You could be doing anything right now, and there's certainly more fun things to do than watching a video tutorial on how to use LinkedIn. But you're sitting down to do this with me, and I'm honored. Okay, so first of all, what is LinkedIn? So LinkedIn is like Facebook for the professional world. It started out as kind of this boring website where like you would just connect with people and it was kind of like a digital resume of sorts. But today it's transformed into a beast of a platform. It's like a directory of every company in the world and every person who works there. You can look up where alumni from your school have gone to work. You can watch short form videos, follow the CEO of your favorite company. You can read articles. You can apply to jobs. I literally just talked to LinkedIn yesterday. I was actually on a call with corporate. Fun fact, their offices are in the Empire State Building and it's super cool. They have the best corporate cafeteria I've ever been to. It's so good. But I was literally just talking to them yesterday and they showed me a function that I was like, I'm gonna walk you guys through that at the end of this video, but first we gotta get through me just explaining the gist, because there's a very specific etiquette to LinkedIn. Okay, so next up, let's just quickly talk about setting up your LinkedIn. So if you don't have a profile, or maybe you have an incomplete profile on LinkedIn, here are the 3 important things you need to have. Number 1 is a professional looking photo. Something nice and clean. I would recommend putting on something that's like quasi-professional. You know, you can put on a suit and tie if you want. Stand in front of a plain background and be facing the window with natural light. Have a friend take a photo of you because sometimes selfies can kind of distort our faces. You can throw it into Canva and you can click background eraser and then you can put like a nice clean background behind it. And that's a really quick and easy way to make a professional headshot for free. The second thing that you need is a killer headline. Headlines are really important because when people search for your name on LinkedIn, they'll see your name, your headshot, and then your headline. So for example, if a recruiter is looking for a video editor in New York who specializes in documentary and nonfiction, and I'm looking for a job as a video editor in documentary and nonfiction in New York, I would want to put that in my headline so that when recruiters search documentary filmmaker, video editor in New York, that I come up, because that's kind of how you optimize your profile. It's like SEO. A well-written headline can have recruiters reaching out to you. And the third thing is work experience. So fill out the companies where you've worked, what you did there, your education. So in summary, great headshot, a great headline, and then you want to fill out your work experience like a resume. Number 3, let's get into actually networking on LinkedIn and how to do this without crying and without being cringe and like just being a human about it, being normal, you know? I teach that there are 2 types of networking. There is peer networking and there is reach networking. So peer networking is when you connect with someone to establish a mutually beneficial connection. So you're kind of on like the same level. Maybe you were coworkers at an old job. Maybe you graduated the same year with the same degree. Maybe you both had the same role at different companies. The dynamic isn't unbalanced. Like you guys are kind of on the same playing field when it comes to your professional experience. And these are underrated. You need to have lots of peer-to-peer networking networks. Number 2 is what I call reach networking. This is when you network with somebody above you, somebody who can give you something, somebody who has something that you want. And this is where most people do their networking, you know, with like a recruiter, a hiring manager, a department head, a CEO. You're reaching out to somebody because you want something from them. And they're looking at you like, you can't give me much. So it's like an unbalanced dynamic right off the bat. Maybe you're trying to get them to hire you. Maybe you're trying to get advice from them. Maybe you're trying to get them to recommend you. They're in a position of power where they have a lot to offer you, but you don't really have a lot to offer them, at least on paper. So with that, let me bestow upon you my number 1 networking tip. ABN, always be networking. No, really. Network before you need it. I'm gonna say that again. Network before you need it. Trust me on this. Don't be one of those people who reaches out only when they need something. All right? We don't want to be those kind of people. We don't like them. You need to proactively network with people without asking them for anything. Even if there's somebody that you want something from, it's important to reach out before you actually need something from them. Now, the exception here is, of course, recruiters. It's their job to put people in the role. Like if you're the perfect person for the job and they're looking to hire and you reach out, you're doing them a favor. Like any good recruiter sees that. I'm talking about more like CEOs, VPs, directors. Those are the kinds of people that you need to reach out to initially and not ask for anything. Just focus on getting a response and forming a relationship. Go on LinkedIn today and connect with like 10 to 20 people, but don't ask them for anything. Just give them a compliment. Give them like a genuine little compliment and just get that relationship connected. So let me show you. So when you go on LinkedIn and you go to somebody's page, by the way, generally on LinkedIn, when you go to somebody's page, they will be able to see that you viewed their page. Just warning you, before you stalk your ex-boyfriend, they will be able to see that you viewed their page. So just that. When you go to somebody's page, you'll usually see underneath their name 3 options. You'll see connect, follow, or message. Follow is like, I want to follow their posts. I want to see what they're posting. Maybe like a big time CEO, so you won't really connect with them one-on-one, but you can follow them to see what they're up to. Connect is, we're going to be besties. We're going to connect. And message is, you're just going to message them. And usually that's limited unless you have LinkedIn Premium, which, by the way, I'm working with LinkedIn Premium today. So some of the features you see like in the corners and stuff aren't available for regular LinkedIn users, but they are premium. So say I want to connect with this person, I will click connect, and you're not done. You're not done yet. You need to click add note. Every single time, even if you only have 3 seconds, you need to click add note and just write something simple. Hi, Emma. My name is Erin. I loved what you reposted about AI and digital marketing. I'd love to connect, and then send. And just adding that little note can just really help you stand out and increase your chances of having them accept your connect request. So then now in the future, when I reach out to Emma because I want a job at Skims, she's going to see that we already had this positive interaction, and it just increases your chances of having them do you a favor in the future. There's nothing worse than getting a message from somebody who just wants something from you. And trust me, I get these messages literally all day. Every single day. I get people who message me. They don't even say hi. They just say, Erin, can you get on a Zoom call with me? Erin, can you help me get this job? Erin, can you do interview prep with me? Like, I just don't respond. So you have to make your messages a bit more personal. For example, if they said, hi, Erin, my name is Kayla. I'm also an alumni of American University Film School. I'm applying to a photo editor role at National Geographic, and I saw that you worked there. That's so cool. Do you mind me asking if you enjoyed the culture? That's a real question I got. That's a good message, and it's good for 2 main reasons. Number 1, they established a mutual connection. We both went to the same university, the same school, and we worked at the same company. It humanizes the message, and it also shows that they did their research before reaching out to me. I'm not just some random person. I'm somebody who actually has something in common with them. And number 2, they asked an open-ended question. Even if Kayla wants me to introduce her to a certain somebody or write her a letter of recommendation, she's not asking for that right off the bat. She's just asking if I enjoy the culture, which is a very easy thing for me to respond to. When you're sending somebody a message, never ask them to do something that will take more than 30 seconds. So I responded back to her and I said, hey, Kayla, that's really cool. Yeah, I love the culture there. It was a really great place to work. I really enjoyed working there for 2 years. And now when she comes back a few months later to ask me for a name or connection to somebody, I'll gladly give it to her because she took the time to research me and find that mutual connection. And now I feel like we actually have a connection. So in the future, maybe if I need something from Kayla, she would do me a favor as well. So you need to kind of plant these seeds so that you can reap what you sow. If you just go around asking people for things all the time, it's just not really going to be that effective. ABN. Always be networking. And if you're like, well, Erin, I didn't go to the same college as this person. I didn't work at that company. Like, I don't have a mutual connection. That's totally fine. Go to their LinkedIn profile, go down to post, and see what they've recently posted about. Anything in like the past 6 months. Read it and then include something about that in your message. Another great place is like to look up their name on YouTube or listen to any podcast interviews and just say, hey, I read your book. I really like this part about it. I'd love to connect with you. Just any little thing that you can give people to get them to latch onto is just going to really improve your chances of getting a message back, which is another thing. I'll have people message me and they're like, Erin, I messaged a recruiter and I never heard back. And I'm like, yeah, you're not going to hear back 99% of the time, especially if you don't follow up. If you follow up, that number goes up to like 9% of the time. So that's why it's important to send a lot of messages and make them as personal as possible. That will drastically improve your chances of hearing back, trust me. So how do you actually network on LinkedIn? All right, let me walk you through how I do it. So a great way when you're looking for a job is to simply go over to the jobs tab. Here's a video editor role at Wall Street Journal. It's in New York, New York. It was posted 4 days ago. Right here, I can see that 13 school alumni work here. So if I click on that, I can go over and see all of the alumni from my university who work there. I would recommend messaging all of these people and just saying, hi, I'm Erin. I also went to American University. I see that you work at Wall Street Journal. I'm wondering if you like your job there. I saw there was a job opening. I was thinking about applying. Dunzo. Just that. And then what else I can see here is they're looking for these certain skills. And then you can read the job description. Now, the job description is a roadmap. You need to, don't skim this, soak it in, understand exactly what they're looking for. Okay, so they're using Workday. So I would go through, fill out the job application to the best of your ability, tailor your resume, submit for the job. Then I would click on people. Here, I would search something like hiring. If the company is using an external staffing agency or recruiting agency, then they won't have an internal recruiter, so you never really know. So I always like to just check. And it looks like I don't see any like hiring people. So if I can't find the recruiter like that, here's what I would do next. And this is a really cool tip. You ready to have your mind blown? So up here, I'd go to search and I would type in the word hiring. And then there are two things that you can do. So you can click on posts and then go over to all filters and then go down, add a company's name, and then type in Wall Street Journal. And then show results, and then you can see all of the posts from Wall Street Journal that had to do with hiring. Or you can click on people, and you can go back to Wall Street Journal and see if there's any people who work in hiring. So it seems like to me they probably use an external recruiting agency. If this is like as dead end as it gets, I would message people who I know or have a mutual connection with that work there, like who went to my university, or if I have a friend of a friend, and I would just say like, hey, like, what's the deal with the hiring? Like, do you guys work at the staffing agency, or could you put me in the direction of a recruiter there? You know, I just submitted my name for this application, and I just want to make sure I don't get lost in the shuffle. That's, if I was really trying to get this job, that is what I would do. But I'm going to show you something else that you can do, which is really fun. If you're just looking for a job, let me show you a little trick. So I typed in hiring project manager, pressed enter, and then go over to filters, and then do filter only people. And then go down and click this. Now, I think this is only available maybe to LinkedIn Premium, so you might have to upgrade to get this, but it's a cool tool because then you can click on for people who are actively hiring, and I'll do show results. And then all of these people with these little purple badges, they're all hiring. So you can go through and just say, hey, I see you're hiring, like, you know, what roles are open, or can you put me in the right direction of a role that's open? And you can click Amazon and Target and HR consulting. I don't know. You can just click random things. And then you can kind of see people who are hiring in consulting or hiring in marketing or hiring or whatever. And you can just kind of play around with those filters and find people who are actually looking to hire people like you. By the way, you can get a free month of LinkedIn Premium. I'll put my link down in the description. I think I'll have it. So that's one way to go about it. Another way that I would go about it is that I would make a list of like 10 to 20 companies that you would like to work for, and then I would actively pursue them. So for example, let's say I want to work at the New York Times. I'll go to their company page, and then I will go click on people, and then I can type in American University, which is where I went to college. And then I can see everybody who went to American University who works in the New York Times. So for example, I can click on this account, then I could message them. And that would be like a peer-to-peer connection. So I'd be like, hey, like my name's Erin. I went to American University too. I'm thinking about pursuing a job as a video journalist at the New York Times. I see that you currently work as a video journalist. Like, what are your thoughts? Do you think it'd be a good place to work? Like, do you enjoy working there, basically? People love to share, like, if they like something or not. And then, you know, that can always lead to them saying your name in a meeting. Company referrals, internal company referrals are extremely powerful. Actually, a lot of companies have monetary referral programs. So you never know, like if you're making somebody $1,000 just by reaching out to them. So never feel cringy about reaching out to somebody. As long as you're being polite, you can't make a mistake. And then you might be wondering like, well, Erin, okay, like, but what do I say? Like, what do I say to not sound awkward? So here's an example. If like you're trying to find the recruiter who is recruiting for that job and you just can't find them through sleuthing on LinkedIn. Hi, Mary. My name is Erin McGoff. I'm an assistant with 4+ years of experience applying to a job at Marvel. Would you be able to point me in the right direction and get in touch with the hiring team there? I believe I'd be a fantastic fit for this role and want to ensure that my application doesn't get lost in the shuffle. I really appreciate your help. Thank you so much. And you can also send those to, you know, people that you know who work there, people that are friends of friends, people who went to those university, just those like mutual warm connections. Like feel free to send them a message just like, hey, like you're on the inside, you know, do you know like who I could reach out to, like, put me in the right direction. I really, really appreciate your help. I really appreciate you taking the time. Just be really grateful and keep it really, really short, okay? I don't want to see like 3-5 paragraphs of you like explaining everything about yourself. Just say like who you are, how long you've been doing it, mutual connection, why you're reaching out to them. Most people will read your message and they'll get distracted by their real job and they'll just like forget. So following up is really helpful. So to summarize, LinkedIn is very, very powerful. Number 2, ABN, always be networking, y'all. Have people think your name when the job pops up. And 3, keep throwing spaghetti at the wall. Just throw spaghetti all over the walls and see what sticks. You know, most people aren't going to get back to you. They're just not. They're going to be busy with their own work and their own lives. But you just got to follow up, politely persistent. You know, people running companies, we want good people working for us. And if you're a good person, We want you to make yourself visible. So, okay, y'all, that's it for today. And remember that you're doing the best of what you have and that you are amazing and that companies would be lucky to have you. All right, y'all, remember, you got this, and I'll see you next time.